Hi, everybody. Before we get started, how about another round of applause for all the staff who made tonight so wonderful? Thank you. Sorry to read off my phone. I do have it printed, but I'm too old to read from paper, so I'm going to read with my phone. Good evening. My name is Rudy McDaniel. I have the honor of standing here today as one of Peter's best men, along with Eric over at the table. Peter and I first crossed paths over 25 years ago while working in the English department at UCF. For the past 15 of those years, we've taught a course together every spring. During those months, Peter and I spend so much time together, my wife Carol jokes he's my academic spouse, but not newlyweds. And honestly, she's not wrong. We've argued many times over the feedback given to group projects during critiques. I'm going to go off script for a minute just to tell you. So we do a American Idol style feedback to the game design groups that we teach in class, and we take turns giving critiques. And I will always give a very well-reasoned, insightful critique to the groups, and then turn it over to Peter, and Peter will go, first of all, I disagree with everything you just said, and then say something inane after that. Peter, it's remarkable to think that when we first met, you were also soon to be meeting Sultana. So clearly you were doing some of your best work back then. First, congratulations to Sultana and Peter. Peter, you've found an amazing woman who brings out the very best in you. Sultana, as you know, you've married a man who really, really likes the films Star Wars, Top Gun Maverick, and Predator. As a longtime writer and teacher of creative writing, Peter knows there is much wisdom in his favorite stories. So in his honor, I'd like to share some lessons from these iconic narratives that might just apply to marriage. Let's start with Star Wars. As Luke Skywalker said in A New Hope, I have a bad feeling about this. Peter might be thinking the same thing right now as he nervously trusts me to keep this speech appropriate. Don't worry, Peter, your secrets are safe, for now. But seriously, I've known Peter long enough to see what makes him uniquely him, like the times he's fallen asleep during faculty meetings, true story, or cried in class when video clips reminded him of his daughters, also true story. His obsession with cycling and his complicated history with Lance Armstrong. And of course, his uncanny ability to delegate responsibilities as the semester winds down. I don't know about you, but when I think about work, I also think about time. Time is one of our most precious resources, and as we get older, we learn to spend it wisely on people and moments that truly matter. As Blaine from Predator, played with gusto by Jesse Ventura, famously said, I ain't got time to bleed. It's a reminder that life is too short to waste on anything less than what's meaningful. Peter and Sultana, I've loved seeing how you prioritize each other and your adventures together. You spend your time on what counts, building memories, sharing laughter, and planning for the future, a true partnership in every sense. That brings me to my next quote from Top Gun Maverick, a film all about pushing boundaries and trusting your gut. Rooster says to Maverick, "You told me not to think," a line about instinct and confidence. As academics, Peter and I are trained to be skeptical of instincts, to demand evidence for every conclusion. But today, no further evidence is needed. Looking around this room, it's clear that everyone here can see what Peter and Sultana have found in each other, a love that complements and elevates. Together, you're soaring to the romantic equivalent of Mach 10, a rare and remarkable feat, and it's thrilling to witness. As someone who's been fortunate to share many years with my wonderful wife, Carol, over at the table there, I can say there's no greater joy than finding the person who makes you better just by being with them. Sultana, I can see you've done that for Peter, and Peter for you. And Sultana, I have a movie quote for you, too. In Letters to Juliet, one of Juliet's secretaries wisely observes, husbands are like wine. They take a long time to fully mature. Fortunately, Peter has aged into a fine vintage, though still with a splash of boyish charm and a love of video games. In all seriousness, Peter is an incredibly kind, generous, and talented person. And from what I've seen so far of you, Sultana, you're equally excellent. I've never seen Peter happier or smiling as much as I have in these last 12 months. You both bring out the best qualities in one another, heroic moments of challenging, encouraging, and supporting one another. The best marriages are epic narratives that string together these cinematic moments, resulting in a life well lived, filled with laughter, love, and the kind of partnership that even a predator can't outmatch. Congratulations again, and may you enjoy a long and wonderful marriage together. Let's raise our glasses to Peter and Sultana. May your love continue to soar higher than Maverick and shine brighter than a lightsaber in a galaxy far, far away. Here's to a lifetime of love, adventure, and happiness.
Thank you very much. Let's give them a big applause, please.
All right, do likes it.
And I'm going to tell you a story. According to my transcript, English Comp 2 started on January 5th, 2000. It was a 7 a.m. class located in some luxury portables on the UCF campus. I was not optimistic. The glory of the 90s was now over, and the trauma of the previous semester's English Comp 1 still lingered within me. I'll spare you those details because this is a happy occasion. In front of me stood a very cheerful man for such an early class. He had hope in his eyes, and he had jokes, lots of jokes. I quickly got the impression that this would be a different sort of class, and it was. It changed my life for the better. Professor Tellup was the absolute best professor I ever had. I followed the evolution of his career with great admiration, along with his interesting hobbies and his life. Over the years, I watched him share beautiful pictures of his daughters and share anecdotes of his cycling adventures. And when I saw him one day near the front of the health club that I had a membership to, standing with his daughter, I quickly walked over like a silly fan seeing a celebrity. He was so nice and so kind and told me I should take his spin class and that it's a lot of fun. Clearly, we have different ideas of what fun is. On that very same day, back in January, I walked out of those portables with a girl I had never met before who had a lot to say about how attracted she was to our English professor. As we walked to the student union, my ears were filled with her empowering lectures. I've always found myself drawn to strong personalities, and in Sultana, I had found a kindred spirit. There was a familiarity about her energy, as though we had always known each other. The next 2 decades would be filled with all sorts of silliness, funny accents, hysterical laughter, trips to visit each other, concerts, dance contests, writing dating manuals for one another, impersonations, carpool karaoke, harassment of strangers in public places, really deep conversations, tears of sorrow and joy, podcast episodes, delicious food, and the warmest embraces you can imagine. I've watched this woman walk through metaphorical fire in pursuit of love. I've watched her get burnt. I've been her clown, her confidant, her anger translator, her cheerleader. I've watched her hide away the best parts of herself from people who lack the capacity to see the genuine beauty in those pieces. And now, finally, I see my best friend whole. I see my best friend soothed. I see her embracing the child within herself in the way she always wanted to be, laughing with the kind of lightness a being has when they don't worry about tomorrow. Peter, I am so happy to now call you my friend. I feel at ease watching Sultana dance her way into your arms. And this is because I trust and know you love her in the exact way her heart has always wished to be loved. You let her sing, you amplify her voice, and most importantly of all, she knows that when you speak to her, that she's safe and protected because of your skillful use of the timeless Arnold Schwarzenegger accent.
Into the chopper.
Sultana, I love you so much. Almost 18 months ago, I suggested that you were going to be swept off of your feet and that you were never going to see it coming. You laughed in my face and told me I was crazy. And I just want to say here, in front of all these people, I told you so. I win. All of this happened because of me. Thank you. Life is complicated and thorny at times, but the lessons you both have learned from its adventures have produced the most beautiful outcome. You are two people who have studied your own lives, honored the gifts of your past, and have found immense meaning in each other. I'm grateful to witness your paths converging once again, finally, at the perfect moment in time, almost 25 years later. Cheers to you both.